Beautiful day. So I had someone last night, saying like he needed to be a better listener. And I don't know if he does or not. I mean, I don't know how you would judge something like that, But it's something that he felt like, sometimes he wants to interject and stuff like that a lot. So we kind of went through the miracle question thing a little bit. Because, I need to be better, right? Is usually like, okay, when do you know you're being better or not being better? You know what I mean? Because, again, it's this argument that's based on you are to this or you are to that. And we don't know that. You might be the exact, what you need to be. You might be right where you need to be. Actually, you might be doing really, really well, given what you've been through in your life, Nobody knows. And nobody can say, right? So, that's why I don't like that thinking. And again, I always come back to the paradoxical theory of change, right? We don't change by becoming something that we're not. We have to change by, change by becoming more of who we are, accepting where we're at, right? It's not like we're not going to challenge ourselves a little bit or something like that. But in order to do that and do that effectively, we need to come with our whole being. Otherwise, it's just like an ego defense, right? You're not bringing your conscience with you, right? You always have that quality. So anyway, oh no, I'm getting attacked. Oh no, I'm getting attacked by Pickles. And Pickles likes to bite your whole hands and stuff. Because he doesn't really want to just eat a treat. He wants to eat your whole head. So anyway, I'm just sitting here on the beach. And so I was just going to give you like a little 30-second thing to start trying to be a better listener. Right, or whatever. This is an exercise I started doing when I first started meditating. It's called listening to now, right? And the exercise is just to train your mind, really, and yeah. So the only thing we're gonna do is just sit comfortably, and you probably need, a little timer or a watch or whatever. You probably have one on your phone or whatever. Just do this for like a minute. You don't need to do it forever, but just try it for a minute, right? The only thing we're going to do is we're just going to close our eyes and we're just going to listen to the sounds that are going on around us. And then anytime our mind starts to comment on those things or comment on something else or, think about something else, just thank your mind for the thought and come back to, listening to now, right? Or when thoughts come out, this is a little bit more advanced, but when thoughts come up, you can listen to that thought, but then ask yourself, well, what do my bones think about that? And then listen to what your bones are saying, right, in your body, right? That might be a little bit more advanced, okay? But let's just do this for like, we're just gonna listen to now for like 30 seconds or a minute, just so you can get a feel of it. When I first started doing this, I would go out to Coronado Beach a lot with the dog, and there's waves there. This is by the San Diego River, so we're not going to hear the waves. But yeah, I used to just try to listen to the wave and listen to the wave all the way into the beach, right? And then you're just building this part of yourself that can just observe self, and you're building this other thing called cognitive diffusion, right? Where you can step back from your thoughts and you can see the difference between just having a thought and starting to kind of like say, well, okay, right, questioning it and believing that thought, running with that thought, jumping into that car, you know what I mean? So, and that's going to help you out a whole lot in a lot of different ways, right? Okay, So we are going to listen to now, and we're going to listen to now for 30 seconds. Okay, that was 47, actually 50 seconds. Sorry, I closed my eyes for a little bit. So anyway, if you made it, that's good. If you didn't make it, that's good too. Because remember, what we're trying to do here is learn, okay? And so, you know, and a lot of times when people start stuff like this, that's, ooh, look at our shadow. A lot of times when people start stuff like this, right, your mind has a lot of different characters in it. Your mind is the Buddha, right, says that the mind is more like, if you see like all the different species in the world and stuff like that, he's like the mind is more variegated than that, right? So your mind is very complex, right? Your mind kind of has a mind of its own, right? And so if, you know, a lot of times what new meditators will do is they'll go like, well, it was really super hard and I'm not good at it, and so they don't do it, right? But you know, that's really good insight, right? That your mind is really super complicated, and you know, right? And so, you know, learning how to kind of learning how to kind of train it, right? And learning how to make decisions around what you're doing with your, you know, with your own experience and stuff like that. And seeing the results of that is going to take is going to take work. I mean, that's good insight, right? Everybody's minds are super complicated, right? And yeah, so don't get discouraged by that. You know, if 30 seconds seems like a long time, just do 15 seconds. You can make these more complicated as well. See that? You can make these a little bit more complicated as well. You can do things like listen to a news show or something like that from a network that you really disagree with, right? We all have them. I guess if you're on the left, you hate Fox, and if you're on the right, then you hate CNN, right? You know. But really, you know, I mean, right. The left and the right wing, they belong to the same bird, right? As long as they can get you to hate each other, they win. Because it's a protection racket. But I don't want to get into politics, right? But anyway, find the one that you have the most turmoil about, right? And put it on and sit there with it and just listen. And if anything comes up in your mind that you want to, okay, just thank your mind for the thought, come back. Thank your mind for the thought, come back, right? We're just trying to be in what is actually happening around us now, right? So I didn't make this intervention up. It comes from something called acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT it's called sometimes. When I first got into the field, they were really pushing these third wave behavioral stuff. So I learned it, you know, trying to learn how to do group therapy and stuff like that. And it was also a time when I was just learning how to meditate and stuff too. So it was really kind of good. It has some good little interventions. I still use a bunch of them. It's definitely pretty interesting stuff. It's a little bit too, you know, down the line. It's a good place to start. It was a little too Zen focused for me. Like, you know, some of this just, anyway, but that's another discussion about something that's an unrelated topic, really. So anyway, thought I'd show you the beach and stuff like that, and like Sunday, and just a little intervention that can keep you grounded. That's what we want to do. Especially if you have a lot of like sort of complex PTSD stuff and things like that, you're going to have a lot of anxiety, things like that, like leaky things, wanting to fawn over people, like wanting to interject, things like that. But, and also just a lot of emotional pain sometimes. And so grounding yourself, finding things you can do to bring yourself back into the present moment and is a skill that you can kind of do. And I would work with this stuff. Don't wait till it's happening and then work with it, because we want preventative strategies, right? We want strategies that we can use to build our skills, so when it does happen, we have some skills. Just like if you're going to be a fighter or something like that, like you wouldn't just jump into the ring and go like, hey, this is the first time I've ever played box, right? You're gonna practice. We're gonna practice and practice and practice. So we can build our strength for the immediate times when we do feel like we're starting to lose it. All right. I love you guys. It's a beautiful day, and yeah. Yes, and you're to that, right? And yeah, we don't know when we're doing it and when we're not doing it. And like I said, there's just no interjection. Who's to say that you interject too much? You might interject just enough, I don't know, and right? So then we can miracle question it, right? Well, we can say like, oh, okay, well, let's say it's the future and now you feel like you're a better listener. How do you think you would have done that? Oh, I don't know. I maybe, would have tried some active listening or something like that. Oh, it sounds like you'd like to kind of, see what other people have done about it or something like that, right? And then, since he was talking to me, I told him my experience and taught him the intervention of listening to now, right? Because then we can make a specific, measurable, attainable, reachable, or whatever you want to say, there's the R stands for something, damn it. I just can't remember right now because it's early in the morning and my brain is foggy. Realistic and timely goal, right? Okay. So we can actually know when we are practicing and when we are, doing our work to become a better listener or not, right? Because we have an attainable goal that we can do. Okay. We're going to research this on YouTube. Okay. How much? I'll look at it today and I'll look at it tomorrow. Okay. So then after that, we'll set a new goal, right? Or we can set this goal of, okay, let's try this grounding exercise, and let's try developing this, using this technique of listening to now and coming into the present moment. And we can do it for 30 seconds, and we can do it for 30 seconds 3 times a day for a week and see how it goes. See, then we know when we're doing it, we know when we're not doing it, we know what gets in our way when we're not doing it and stuff like that, right? And we can walk through it. Anyway, hope that helps. It helps me. It'll be 30 seconds of just listening to the waves. Okay, that was pretty much it. Okay, so again, the intervention is listening to now. And the instructions are simple. Just close your eyes. And then just listen. You're just listening. if your mind starts to comment on, you know, the sounds, or, you know, comment on this or that, starts to plan the future, you know, starts to go back and run around in the past, or, you know, don't be harsh with yourself about this, right? Your mind's really super complicated. Just bring yourself back to the present moment, bring yourself back to now. You know, you can take a deep breath if you want, you know, give yourself a nice comfortable breath, and then just listen. Okay. Try that out, practice with it. And yeah, have a beautiful Sunday.